Good afternoon, Madre. You like how fancy I dress up for these videos? So it is getting colder. I don't know the temperature, but it's coat worthy and hat worthy. Last night started the process of trying to build a wall right here where the hayloft is. But look at my idea. I totally changed. Well, not really. Sorry, my nose is cold. I changed ideas just a bit. I mean, we're still walling it off, but okay, so last year, this is an old barn door that is like, I don't even know, that barn. I talked to the neighbor and she said that barn has been there since I don't even know. I think she had said since the 40s. So that would mean that it was an 80-year-old barn. And I do not know if this is actually a door that was there during that time or when it was originally built. But personally, I think that the aged wood is beautiful. And I like this corrugated metal here. I'm envisioning maybe we could put like, the name of our farm on it, or I don't know, like a menu board kind of thing. Not like I actually cook in the barn or trying to start cooking it in the house. But anyway, that's a totally different goal. But so I was able to put this up. Friends came yesterday and helped, where I was able to get it, and it fits perfectly. It goes from the top down to the floor. So I'm thinking, remember how I said I wanted a fancy barn? Thinking about using this for like a half wall. I have to make sure that I make the wall high enough where if I had a bigger goat that if it tried to look over the half wall, that it wouldn't be able to get out. So trying to keep that in mind, but I'm also kind of looking at maybe using this. I think it might be pretty cool. I'm wondering about challenging myself at seeing how cheaply I can get this barn project done. And that is building the 2 horse stalls, finishing off these birthing areas, finishing off my feed area. So I have already a lot of salvaged lumber and salvaged tin, but I'm just wondering about possibly from this point forward, tallying up any money that I spend on the barn and seeing if I can spend no more than $300. I think that would be really fun, and I think it's gonna be pretty. At least I think so. That's my goal. So I just put up the second board right up here, and that's definitely tall. That'll keep any goat from jumping out. Now I just need to figure out what exactly I'm gonna put in between as the wall, and maybe I need to put another support there to hold the wood, especially if I'm gonna use that tongue and groove. I'll have to have more wood to actually screw it into. So this piece of tongue and groove, it's a really nice piece of wood, but it has termite damage. I checked before I ripped it out of the house that I tore it out of. There aren't any active termites in here. It's been years and years ago damage, so I'm just gonna cut this off and I'm gonna salvage. I have multiple pieces like this, so I'm just gonna salvage, puzzle piece it together, and we're gonna create the rest of this wall here. And I might leave it this color, or what other color should I consider? Of course, I love white, but the reality is white in a barn is kind of frustrating. We have a white cabinet in here, which is very useful and I like it, but it gets dusty so easily. Maybe red, like a nice barn red. Don't know. What color should I consider? Anyway, the point right now that what I need to focus on right now is getting it up. So this board right here is a really good example of why save decent Not amazing, but decent boards. I took this down from a deck that was, I mean, it's definitely, it's been around for a long time. But look on that side. It's pretty. So, it's perfect. I'm going to cut it down and I'm going to make it be one of the center. It doesn't matter what I'm going to do with it. The point is, I'm using it and it's still continuing on with life. Yay! I know I'm a dork, but I have fun with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It adds character, right? I'm marking it with a screw. Perfect. Okay. Looks pretty good. Looks nice. Looks all snazzy. Look how pretty. Okay, so I'm thinking a ledge. If we have a ledge that goes up there, wouldn't that be nice? Let me see what we've got. I really like this long piece. It came from like a shelf or something, so it has this bullnose part right here, which would be perfect for a ledge up there. Now I have to figure out how to cut it to the right, like how to do that. I'll cut it just a little long so I can adjust. Okay, here's the ledge. I didn't cut that off. I can go back and cut that, but look at this nice ledge. Look how finished it looks. I like it. So cool. So looking underneath that door, I can tell, I mean, that's rotted. So maybe if I have one piece of wood that can fit under this piece of wood and go this whole length of the wall, that might give a nice finished look and help it be safer. Perfect. Look how nice. Whoa. Oh, sorry, Joe. Didn't mean to drop your drill. How pretty it's gonna be. It's just laying out in the yard from a project. So I'm gonna use that to fill up a gap in the side. Perfect. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything, that's for sure. I'm not even measuring. I think it looks pretty good. I'll take it off this little tripod. Let me see if I can show you. That looks pretty nice. Look at that. You've got a hayloft, a really cool old, like 80-year-old barn door. And then there's this ledge or wall, half wall with a ledge, or 2/3 wall. Look at how fancy. Maybe we should paint it white. White is always pretty. Okay, so we're not done yet, because on this side is dangerous if I were to leave it the way that it is. There is the old tin, rust, and even now, look, some of these screws that I made go through, they came through. So what I'm needing to do is put a board in here that is like an apron board where it's gonna totally fill this in. So I'm just using scrap 2x6 boards that I have and filling in the gaps. I'll fill in this gap up here, and that way no animal could get hurt or try to squeeze out of here. I think this wall is done. Let's take a step back. So we have, this side is complete. I'll move this and this. So whenever we have an animal in here, they won't get harmed by any of the bottom rust that was on that door. They won't get harmed by any screws or anything that I have here. It is structurally sound and strong and well attached. One complete wall, unless we're counting the painting, but the painting is optional. So, oh man, I'm realizing the screws came through on here, so I actually am going to need to go change out these screws. And up here they came through too, so I'm actually going to need to, I have 4, 5, 6 screws that came through. I'm going to need to get some shallow screws. I'm swapping out the long screws with these little short ones. I am actually tempted to paint this white or red. I don't know, I'm so excited though, it looks so good. One wall at a time, and we've got one wall done. Overall, I'm absolutely thrilled with the way that this wall has turned out. I think it looks beautiful, it's strong, and I think it's a good step forward. Now we just need to get the other side of the birthing area done, and then my food stanchion done, and of course the gates and the horse stalls. Okay, so there's a lot more to do, but this is a good another step forward. Oh, and this is for my family that wanted me to add music to my last video.